David Leitch's action comedy The Fall Guy provides a modicum of redemption for action star Jason Momoa thanks to a late meta pivot referencing the now iconic Dune 2. Based on the original The Fall Guy TV show from the 1980s and starring Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt, The Fall Guy acts as a love letter to the stuntmen and stuntwomen who are an integral part of modern movie making, but who might not get the recognition they so often deserve. The movie revolves around the making of an epic sci-fi thriller, in which Gosling's character Colt Seavers works as a stuntman. As the narrative unfolds, different parts of the movie's filming are shown, all leading to the reveal of the movie within a movie. While Aaron Taylor Johnson's Tom Rider is initially set to star, his villainous activities lead him to be replaced by Jason Momoa at the ending of The Fall Guy, who cameos as himself in the movie titled Metalstorm. The sci-fi epic is clearly poking fun at one recent blockbuster in particular, and Momoa's cameo elevates the quality of the parody. The Fall Guy makes Metalstorm Jason Momoa's version of Dune. The epic movie within a movie parodies the epic sci-fi franchise. Jason Momoa as Duncan Idaho looking concerned in Dune. While there are some differences, Jody Moreno's movie is clearly intended to be a rip-off of Denis Villeneuve's Dune franchise. The score notably includes otherworldly, dramatic vocalizations that are almost an exact copy of what can be heard at pivotal moments in the Dune movies, and the desert setting for the movie is obviously a direct reference in itself. The movie star, played at first by Tom Rider and then by Jason Momoa, even references a love interest that bridges the gap between his people and the people of the desert world, similar to what happens with Dune's Paul Atreides. Director David Leitch is needling the Hollywood movie-making business in general with The Fall Guy. In addition to appreciating stunt people, the action comedy submits commentary on the battle between traditional special effects and CGI, the fragility of movie star egos, and even the influence of agents and studio executives over creativity and art. Seeing it all come together at the end of The Fall Guy in the form of the movie Metalstorm even pokes fun at the sometimes over-the-top and self-serious nature of franchises, and Jason Momoa's cameo perfectly plays into the overarching joke. The Fall Guy's Dune ripoff is perfect thanks to Jason Momoa's Dune connection. The obvious ripoff was fun to begin with, but was elevated by the Dune Stars edition. Metalstorm being a comically obvious parody of the Dune franchise is a great joke in and of itself. The Fall Guy and Dune likely share a significant chunk of their respective audiences, and even if a viewer hasn't seen the Dune movies, they likely have been exposed to the massive marketing campaign for Dune, Part 2 in the last year. The joke landed extremely well for anyone even slightly familiar with Dune, but Jason Momoa's cameo took the gag to the next level. Momoa portrayed the popular character Duncan Idaho in 2021's Dune, who was considered to be one of the finest warriors in the galaxy. He got to showcase his action chops to their fullest extent, and his performance was regarded as a highlight of the movie. His character's death in that movie, and subsequent absence from Dune, Part 2, was lamented by fans of the franchise. Momoa's inclusion in The Fall Guy's fake sci-fi movie Metalstorm gives him some redemption for having had to be excluded from the massive 2024 sequel to Dune.